If I had to be honest, for over 10 years now, I have had zero interest in the Mario Party franchise. But Super Mario Party Jamboree actually has me excited. Not because I think it's a bad gaming series, that's not what I'm saying at all. Everybody, every game doesn't have to be for everyone. And this game just so happens to not be for me. You know what I mean? So I'm not like attacking it or anything, it's just not my cup of tea. Now, when I was younger, I definitely did play my fair share of Mario Party, and I did have my phase where I was also obsessed with Mario Party. Mario Party 8 to be specific. I remember there was one game that I just loved to death. It was King of the Hill. And I remember traveling to hockey tournaments or hockey games with friends, and they always had their DS. Me too, guilty. Now, I didn't have Mario Party DS personally because I mostly played Pokemon and New Super Mario Bros. On my DS. And I could still play Mario Party DS with my friends through download play, which is something they should totally bring back. Like, my whole history with Mario Party basically just stems from Mario Party 8. I only really got into Nintendo around the Wii U period. Not to say I didn't love my Wii, but I mean, like, I played my Wii, but I didn't necessarily look into Nintendo, whereas for the Wii U, I was starting to get into Nintendo as a whole. And I remember seeing Mario Party 10 being advertised. But by the time Mario Party 10 was coming out, that ship had long sailed. I had no more interest in Mario Party at all. But amongst all my friends at the time, only I had a Wii U. And one friend specifically really wanted to play Mario Party 10, even though I had no intention of buying it. So I did buy it for him so he could play it on my Wii U when he was at my house. I mean, we played it together, of course, and I played a couple more times outside of when he was at my house, but really, it wasn't for me. And there's no game that comes without flaws. Every game has a flaw of some sort, you know what I mean? But I really feel that after Mario Party 8, this series really started to go downhill. For instance, one of the main criticisms with Mario Party 9 was the car mechanic. Players were used to being able to travel anywhere on the map. Like, as an individual, you wanted to go somewhere, you could go that way. And if your friends didn't want to go that way too, that's completely fine. There was branching paths and such. But Mario Party 9 really just forced everyone to just go on one path, because it really felt like individual players were losing autonomy when they were playing the game. And it slightly did reduce the strategic elements of the game. I know Mario Party is mostly based off of luck, but you know what I mean? It just removed fun. I think to a certain extent, people need to learn to forgive Nintendo when they want to try something new. When you're in the 9th entry of a game in a series, you need to appreciate that Nintendo is still trying something new, you know what I mean? Yes, sometimes they swing and it's a miss, but sometimes you swing and it's a home run. You don't know until you try. That being said, people didn't like the car mechanic and then they brought it back for Mario Party 10. But Mario Party 10 also had a lot more problems than just that though. For instance, there was a limited amount of boards included in the game. While the Bowser Party mode was praised for being fun, or at least a fun concept, it was really limiting in the terms of minigames, to which a Mario Party game is all about the minigames, so if you're limited on the amount of minigames, it kind of ruins the fun. And the best mode in the game was definitely Amiibo Party, but then that came with its own set of issues because the best mode in the game, at least, overall opinion, was locked behind Amiibos. The Amiibo Party mode allows you to have a more classic Mario Party experience with the Amiibos, but the issue with that is if you didn't have the Amiibos, you weren't able to play. And overall, that just kind of felt forced because you don't necessarily need the Amiibos. Like, they didn't have to use the Amiibos to make this game work. All you did is you scanned it, and once you lift it up, it would shake the dice. You can still achieve the same thing with a button. You don't need the Amiibo. Now we move on to the Switch era with Super Mario Party. Super Mario Party equally served as a return to form and a reboot for the series, finally ditching the numbers. The ways they return to form is by finally ditching the car mechanic that just wasn't working or resonating with fans, and moving back to the individual movement approach for all players. However, once again, it just didn't stick the landing. This game definitely was better than the last two in terms of perception, but people didn't necessarily enjoy that there was a very limited amount of boards, being only 4 boards. But not only were there only 4 boards, the 4 boards were also kinda small. Weirdly enough, 2 years down the line, they returned to Super Mario Party, adding a new update for online features, which was well received, it was just weird that it took 2 years. Overall, by the time that Nintendo closed its book on Super Mario Party, people perceived it more or less as an okay, or at least decent Mario Party game on the Nintendo Switch.
And then we have Mario Party Superstars.
Overall, Mario Party Superstars was very well received, but I feel like it's kind of a weaker entry either way though, because they didn't necessarily capitalize. Like, the reason why people like this game is not because it's innovative, it's because it's returning to form. Now, I don't think that a true return to form and just banking yourself off nostalgia is a totally terrible thing, but it's still kind of lame that that's one of its biggest appeals. But overall, it was the best Mario Party game we saw in a very long time. But despite me not having the slightest bit of interest in Mario Party in the past 10 years, the second Nintendo showed off Super Mario Party Jamboree, they won me back. But before I get into that, let me quickly say one quick message. Hey, my name's Acadrien, and I post weekly Nintendo videos, so if that's something you think you'd enjoy, I would greatly appreciate it if you would just consider to like and subscribe, and with that out of the way, let's go right back into the video. So what makes Super Mario Party Jamboree different from the rest? Why after 10 years, Nintendo somehow wins me back? Overall, I think the reason why I'm so interested in this game is because of the way Nintendo really showed that they didn't cut corners. They're truly trying to make this Mario Party game the ultimate Mario Party game. I think what makes Super Mario Party Jamboree so special, or makes it feel more monumental I should say, is the variety that is very clearly packaged into this game. For instance, there's 7 boards this time around, whereas Super Mario Party only had 4. But within these 7 boards, 5 of them are new. Only 2 of them are returning maps from Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2. So yeah, they're not necessarily completely just banking off of nostalgia, they're truly putting effort in creating new content. And not only do they have 5 new boards, the 5 new boards look extremely high quality. They each have their own individual gimmicks. There's one that's kind of like a shopping mall, and that one can have reduced prices for items depending on when the sales are. Or you can go through, there's one with Wiggler, and there's one with Goombas, and one with Bowser, where those transform within or in between turns, so that also adds variety. And there's also the other one that really is sticking out to me is the one that you go in race cars, because that way they get to rebring and reintroduce cars, but in a way that's more fun and feels more individual. But that is just within the plain Mario Party mode. They have 4 more modes. There's 5 modes total in this game. First off, if you don't like motion control based games, that's fine. They do seem like they have a very good balance between, you know, classic controls and motion controls, but if you do like the motion controls, there's a whole motion control game mode that is all games based around motion control. But then the next mode is what interests me personally. I love rhythm games, and they have a whole mode called Rhythm Kitchen, where it's all games based off of just rhythm games as a whole, and I think that's very cool. That is what interests me. But on top of that, they have 2 online modes that look so interesting. First is a game mode that I can't believe it took them this long to make. Because if there's one type of game that, for better or for worse, is very popular, it's Battle Royale games. They're everywhere is online. Now, we did see Nintendo try to have their own Battle Royale type of games with games like F-Zero 99, Mario 35, Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99, you know, the 99 series games. But now they have a game mode called Coupathlon, which is basically 20 players in a Battle Royale style will just play mini games and to see who wins. And that sounds so much fun because it sounds very chaotic, which is what Mario Party should be. And I cannot wait to play that game online with my friends. Especially considering some of my friends, especially the ones I play games with, do live very far away from where I am, so it's not like I can just invite them over and, you know, they hop on the couch and we get to play Mario Party. But the other online mode is Bowser Kaboom Squad, and that is another game that looks just so fun and unique, and that's why this game just oozes personality, first of all. And second of all, it just, you feel the passion that went into making this game. It's a shame that they're only releasing this game so late in the Switch generation. And it's because of all of these factors that I really think Nintendo has a gem on their hands. And it's just so nice to see, I suppose you could say, because like I said, I'm not a Mario Party fan, but you can tell that this game is really going to be beloved by Mario Party enjoyers, and I'm just so happy for them. But now I'm interested to hear about you guys. Are you guys going to be picking up this game? And if so, what game mode do you guys most look forward to playing? Let me know in the comments down below. But until next time, whatever.